Good morning, this is Grassroots Rising, and this is Jimmy Skogard. Today we're going to talk about the small businesses ledger. The air in early May 2026 feels heavy with the weight of our choices. We feel it at the gas pump as we watch the numbers climb, and we feel it in the quiet moments after the workday ends. At closing time, a small business has a different sound. The door is locked, the sign is turned off, and the last customer is gone. The shop is still, except that low hum, maybe of the cooler, the wind pressing against the front glass. Somewhere in the back, the owner's still there. Pencil sits beside a stack of receipts, a bank statement's open, a new bill from the insurance company sits on top of that pile. Payroll's due on Friday, rent's coming up, and the supplies cost more than they did just 30 days ago. That's the small business ledger. It's plain, it's honest, and has absolutely no patience for excuses. A ledger does not care about speeches or slogans. It asks one mechanical question: does the math work? That question has been sitting heavy on us lately. When we look at the noise coming out of Washington, the excuses made for the debt we're piling onto our grandchildren, and the way the truth has become a secondary concern to winning, feels like a heartbreak written into our family budgets. We see our children looking elsewhere for a future because they're not so sure there's a place for them in the one we're currently building. A small business owner learns quickly that the math is either honest or the door is closed. Payroll is a promise. When we sign those checks, it means someone else's rent, groceries, and gas tank are tied to our decisions. We see insurance as a mounting weight and taxes as real money leaving an account that's already thin. Every hour spent on a repeating government form is an hour taken away from our families or our customers. Our country has drifted from this discipline. Our leaders spend as if tomorrow will clean up today's mess. But every borrowed dollar eventually lands on the shoulders of our children. A ledger is more than just columns of numbers. It is a character test. It teaches us respect for consequences. This daily weight rarely shows up in a campaign speech. It looks like a mechanic in Casper trying to finish 3 jobs before closing while answering an insurance audit. It looks like a coffee shop owner in Laramie checking the price of milk and wondering how much more a customer can tolerate. It looks like a ranch family running numbers after dark, trying to decide if a fence repair can wait one more month. We got to ask ourselves a practical question. Does our leadership protect the public, or does it only create another burden? Washington rewards the loudest voice in the room, but in Wyoming we've always valued the steadiest hand. A steady hand does not mean silence, it means discipline to tell the truth even when it lands hard. We got to carry our common sense into a place that's lost its way. We need to move beyond discouragement and reject defeat. History shows us that hard seasons are repaired by people who look at the mess and say right and wrong still matter. I'm running for office because I believe Wyoming is the last best place to prove that. To prove that character still counts. We are the final guardrail of this republic. Our collective will and our power to decide for ourselves are the only things standing between a functional government and a future of continued heartbreak. We can restore the soul of our leadership. We can tackle the debt. We can make Wyoming a place where our children don't just grow up, but where they choose to stay, build, and lead. My name is Jimmy Skogard, and I'm asking for our collective courage to say that we will not settle or drift anymore. We must hold that yardstick ourselves and measure every promise against the consequences. If you've ever sat at a shop desk wondering how you're going to make the numbers work, it's time to rise. Share your stories. Speak up for the small businesses that hold our communities together. We still hold the power to decide our future, and our legacy is in our hands right now. Let's get to work, Wyoming. Join the movement at skogard2026.org. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.